Starting his next sure travel adventure with a trip aboard Swiss International Airlines, Janez had landed himself a very sweet assignment.
We all know the Swiss are famous for making cheese and chocolates, but in my personal opinion, they're also famous for being perfectionists. And there's no more perfect welcome than that over there.
It's fine to hear that the airline you've chosen has won Europe's leading airline business class. But as with most things, you have to make up your own mind. With a minimum of fuss, we were soon convinced why 15 million people a year choose the Swiss to get them wherever in the world they need to go.
I've always wanted to fly Swiss because I've heard so many wonderful things. They've just revamped this entire business class section. So I was thinking, if you're going to fly an airline for the very first time, you might as well do it in style. Good night.
If the Swiss get teased about their obsession with time, then landing like clockwork in Zurich and having your train leave on the dot, well, you come to appreciate this national pastime. Our trip took us through the central part of the country to Lucerne, which you can spell or say 4 different ways, depending on which of the country's 4 official languages you speak. But it all amounts to the same idea. What a magical piece of the world this is.
If you take a look at these views, it really is picture perfect. You've got all these snow-capped mountains, the green valleys, the homes with the pitched roofs, and all of these lakes. This is unmistakably Switzerland, and this is where my journey begins, in the middle of Lake Lucerne.
The paddle steamers have been plying these waters for over a century now, giving the scene a wonderful timelessness. Another marvel still operates from the lake's edge at Alpnachstadt. It was back in the 1880s that engineer Eduard Locher lit a fire under local tourism by telling them that it was indeed possible to get people up this mountain by building a railway at an angle of 48 degrees. He then proved it by building it.
We're heading up the Pilatus mountain. Now at the top they've got an area called the where they've got restaurants, hotels, cableway. They've even got something called a road park, whatever that is. Now you may ask yourself, what is this train actually all about? This is in fact the world's steepest cogwheel railway.
The railway climbs like this thanks to cogged wheels and tracks which give it perfect grip. Queen Victoria once took the railway, and 1,600 meters up, our guide Colette Richter showed us why Her Majesty made the trip.
I'm feeling a little disorientated with all these clouds around us. Where in the world are we exactly?
We are in the center of Switzerland, and if you would look around there, you would see the Bernese Oberland, Jungfrau, Eigermönch. You see all these beautiful mountain peaks. Down here would be Lucerne. A bit further it's Zurich, which you cannot clearly see. If it's clear, you can see till the Black Forest, and if we look a bit that direction, we would see the Jura Mountains and direction France. So really in the middle of everything.
Next, Janez took to the Alps on foot, a pilgrimage he had to make after growing up watching Heidi on TV. As with Heidi, adventures lay in store.
You guys know me well enough by now, and you know I'm a real adrenaline junkie. Now I've come almost halfway down from the top of the Pilatus mountain, and guess what I've discovered? Right over there is central Switzerland's largest road park. Let's go try it out.
All the stories of mountaineers conquering Switzerland's infamous peaks had lent our presenter courage. Or perhaps it was seeing 8-year-old Swiss kids on the ropes that spurred him on. Having done his Indiana Jones routine, it was time to face up to the vertical and show those 8-year-olds how the dads do it.
I feel like I was born to live in trees. I feel so natural up here.
That advice, which tells you never to look down, really is helpful as you climb. But as happens with cats who climb trees, when you finally do look down, it's a problem.
It may look low from down there, but I kid you not, it is so high. My whole body's shaking. I just want to be back down there with the camera. I'll be there in a sec. Okay, I just want to explain my predicament here. I'm 18 meters up in the air on a tree. And the problem is, I'm too scared to go down because the means of getting down is by attaching myself to a blue cable that looks like it goes into a blue bag. And that's my only means of survival, and I can hardly speak, I'm so petrified. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is terrible. I actually can't do this, guys. I'm not joking. Oh my goodness, I can't do this. This is ridiculous. Stop it. I hate doing this kind of stuff. Why am I doing this? I can't do that. Ah.
Janez looked more embarrassed than if he'd been rescued by a fireman.
I never want to leave this earth again. I love it. Why am I such a scaredy cat? What is wrong with me? I mean, I'll do that 1,000 times. It's a piece of cake. But I go and sit on the tree for 45 minutes and look down at everyone. Oh, I'm disappointed in myself. Not all South African men are that weak. Only me.
He recovered enough of his manliness to join the crew in the aerial cableway. But no sooner were we back in Lucerne than he had to step onto a wooden bridge almost 7 centuries old, which almost burnt down 10 years ago. Rosanna Bachmann had its story.
Rosanna, there's a magnificent collection of artworks above us.
It's from the 16th century when Lucerne was the capital of Catholic Switzerland. And they tried to teach the people the right Catholic way by having these pictures here.
Now, I mean, I'm not an engineer or anything, but the first thing I noticed here is we're actually going around a corner, and most bridges are actually meant to be straight.
Yes, absolutely. But of course, it was part of the fortification, and it connected 2 houses, St. Peter's Chapel and another house on the other side. And so the fortification ring around town was completely closed on the water side.
Near Chapel Bridge is the city's Jesuit church, which celebrates the Catholic saints in a rich visual style. The architects came from Italy and Austria, but the building materials were cleverly made up right here.
This is a classic example of Baroque architecture.
Yes, you can feel it. It's emotion. Baroque style and architecture goes straight to the heart. What you see now, today, inside and outside this church is straight from the blueprint of the 17th century, because this church is still the original. And if you look at all these splendor around here, the marble, for example, it's all fake. Red marble is found in Siena, and in the 17th century it was impossible to drag these huge blocks of stones over the Alps. So they had the best artisans who knew how to create fake marble. Do you know how it's made?
No.
It's ground marble powder, any color will do, mixed with resin and with plaster. It gives you a grey, semi-liquid mass that you can put around wooden structures, but then it's not finished. You have to paint it, polish it, and then you do have the most perfect marble.
With this being such a small country, you get on a train and in no time you are in another renowned town like Interlaken. Landscape paintings of these mountains brought the hamlet to the world's attention 2 centuries ago. Visitors found spa resorts where the famous fresh air brought relief from the city smog of the Industrial Revolution. GM Stefan Bullheider's Victoria Jungfrau Grand Hotel and Spa had long reigned supreme here.
As far as locations go, it's hard to find a hotel with a better position than this one, with the majestic Jungfrau right in front of us.
Thank you for saying so. Yes, you are correct. The Jungfrau Joch is the top of Europe. It's a famous mountain in the world. That's why so many people come here. But in addition to its beauty, they also come here because of the activities we have to offer. Sporting activities, hiking, walking, bungee jumping. We also have casino, and there is many cultural events in Interlaken as well.
Wow, take a look at this. This is such a grand banquet hall. This hotel must have such a rich heritage to it.
Yes, you're right. We've been here for 150 years. The hotel was built when the British arrived to discover the mountain, and it's all built in Belle Epoque style.
The hotel's got so many impressive rooms and facilities. How big is it?
Well, we have about 220 rooms, and 80 of them are actually suites. On the near part of the hotel, we have one of the largest spas in Switzerland. We feature 2 different spas. We have a Japanese spa, which is called Sensai, and we have an international spa, which is called S-Spa.
The Bernese Oberland air is legendary, but these days they take to it in extreme ways.
We're 800 meters above the city of Interlaken. If you take a look at the Jungfrau over there, that's 3,800 meters above sea level. Now, if you ever wondered how beautiful is Switzerland, actually, that picture over there says it all. But to really appreciate it, I'm gonna go paragliding.
Then, just like that, with zero fanfare, they were airborne. Given the mountains around Interlaken, skydiving, hang gliding and paragliding are now almost popular culture here, while the more extreme aerial tourists do base jumping and wingsuit flying off the cliffs overlooking the town.
The most spectacular thing I've ever done. Interlaken, the city between the lakes, what a spot. Woo! Ah, perfect landing! How is that? Fantastic!
That is the sound of the Alp horn, originally carved from a solid piece of softwood used to communicate across valleys, and today played in anything from symphonies to jazz to hip-hop.
Can I try it out?
Yes, of course, please. Try it.
I sound like a Swiss cow. You know what?
Exactly.
It would be a shame to come all the way to these beautiful Swiss Alps without showing you guys that we also have a horn very similar.
Oh,
It's called the vuvuzela.
small one.
Although I have a sneaky suspicion we've stolen our idea from the original. Should we play a duet?
Okay, that's nice.
That's noise,
That's
right?
nice. Okay.
Get the best of the Alps with unbeatable Swiss packages from Sure Travel. From only 15,999 Rand per person sharing, you can experience a 4-night stay with tours and return flights. Call a Sure Travel consultant today to tailor-make your package. Sure Travel. Make memories for life.